you?
Hello.
We have Sebastian Soto here.
Hi.
He's an expert at Housewives and Britney Spears, which is why I'm so excited to have him on the live today, because I've been dying to talk about Britney Spears in a real way. And it's, very important that you partner up with the right person when you're doing Britney Spears, because there's so many levels to it, right?
Oh,
It's a rabbit hole. So Sebastian, you want to say hi to the peeps?
hello. Yes, I'm so excited and very grateful to be here with the Queen. And because you are literally, like I just told you, the freaking Inspector Gadget of tea. You go in there, Susie Q. I don't know who, I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
But Sebastian, I don't have that shirt you're wearing, which means I'm at a disadvantage already.
My hubby got it for me, so I'm like,
Real Andy of Beverly Hills got you that shirt?
oh, he sure did, honey. He
I
sure
love,
did.
what I think it's so important, I do think, to occasionally dress up on your YouTube channel. If I had more money, I would definitely do like a glam day. You know what I'm saying? Are you
But
kind of
here's the thing. I have my what this is some tea here. All the shirts that I wear on my YouTube, you only see like from here up, right? It's
Yeah.
shirts that don't fit no more. So,
Oh my God, Sebastian, I do that too. You guys, I'm sometimes in my underwear from like
oh, right now.
the
No.
only reason I wear pants on my live is because if I get up, like my computer is a problem. I don't want to then it's really a problem. I'm stuck.
Exactly. That's for the OS.
If I'm doing a topic I'm not that proud of, I'm like this. Anyway.
Ooh, yes.
All right. Anyway, let's go. Oh God. All right.
You got this.
So we're going to start off with Real Housewives of New Jersey before we move into Britney Spears. I wanted to talk about the new cast members of New Jersey. By the way, Sebastian, I apologize for the way I look. I didn't have time to get ready normally for the live, so I'm looking
No.
like crap. So I apologize. Every time I look, I want to die in the mirror. Hey, Steve. Woo, Steve. I'm so finally dragged Teddy for. I know. I dragged Teddy today. Sebastian, I just want you to know before before this live, today's video was about what happened with Lisa Vanderpump and the feud between Teddy and her. And I put together like all the receipts from the past years and the current to sort of set it out. And then I just said, I have to admit that ever since Teddy blamed Dorit's robbery on me, which was so ridiculous, and did that whole thing, that I needed to drag her official.
Good.
So I was honest, full disclosure.
Well, I'm so happy. Well, you know what? I'm so happy you did, because somebody needs to sit her down. She needs to stop. She needs to freaking just sit down, rent out Staples Center, take all the damn seats. And I'm glad you read her to filth, honey.
I had to, babes. I had to. And she was on a damn nature walk doing this whole confessional. She was it was just so ridiculous. I don't know. It just came off wrong. But anyway, all right.
So,
staying focused.
yes.
So first I want to talk about Rachel Fuda. Do you know about Rachel Fuda?
Rachel Fuda? Oh.
Okay, so Rachel Fuda is one of the new housewives, and I did say housewives, of Real Housewives of New Jersey. And so here's a little gossip dump on her, okay? So she was brought on the show by Melissa Gorga, right?
Oh.
Yeah. And she's married to a guy named John Fuda. Now, John Fuda owns Valet King LLC, which is a big valet company in New York.
Money.
Right? So John Fuda does all of the parking, it turns out, for Mercedes-Benz in Manhattan, New York. So his company is like the outsourced valet for that place. Oh, let me turn that off. So there was an incident where someone's car was given to him, his company, and Mercedes, to be fair, their engineering department. And there was a lawsuit that the guy's car went in with minor stuff and came out totaled. Yeah, not what you expect when you go to Mercedes service.
No, no.
So I thought you'd think that was funny. Anywho, that's him. Okay, that's Rachel, Fuda, and him. Then there's Danielle Cabral. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Does that sound like I'm saying it right?
Yeah, I think that you said it perfectly, I think.
Okay. So Danielle Cabral is a new Real Housewife of New Jersey. She's friends with Teresa and Louis Morales.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And she's married to Nene Cabral. Okay. And Nene Cabral owns Flash Security Integrators. Excuse me, I forgot the third part of that. And so they do security systems. So we've got a replacement for Teddy Mellencamp's husband now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yes, perfect.
Start reading the Yelp reviews, everyone. Get going.
Yes.
Anyway, Danielle is a really interesting chick because, get this, she owns a production company called Relatable Productions, which does unscripted television shows. I couldn't find one that they actually did, but supposedly they do unscripted television shows that share, love, and help humanity. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the meaning is great, but they got it started, right?
Well, not only that, like, think about what show she's going on. How the hell does that?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God.
New Jersey's not on brand with love and
no. Oh, I didn't even put those two together. Girl, she's in the wrong show.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. Okay. Anyway, she's the one that was in all the pictures with Teresa for her bridal shower before the wedding, because she like threw it, I'm sure, threw it on the TV show. Anyway, she also owns a store called Bougie Kids.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you can buy kids and dad clothes and mom clothes there, but like more family, like kind of that's the
like to match.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like Amy. She was on MTV True Life. Did you ever see that show?
Yes.
Yeah. And so
I wonder what she did.
Well, she wanted to be an actress in LA. She dreamed of it her whole life.
Oh my God. Not before she ended up.
I know. She ended up married in New Jersey. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so she was on that show, but supposedly her like episodes were the most watched episodes of that series. I don't know. Then she was under sort of a questionable show called Family Under Construction. Now, I Googled Family Under Construction on IMDb. I Googled it. I went on IMDb. Everything's Googled to me these days. I IMDb'd it. And it doesn't look like it happened. It almost looks like it was a pilot.
Like her production company.
Exactly. And she might have put it on IMDb herself as a contributor.
Oh, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you have to prove you can do it, I suppose.
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. Fake it till you make it. Exactly. I think she'd agree. So what I got out of this show was that she had got a new house and that she needed to gut it and design it. And she sucked at it. And so did her husband, so maybe Joe Gorga could have helped her, I suppose. Ooh. But anyway, on this show, she gave these worker guys 2 months to get her house ready so that it could have Thanksgiving dinner with her entire family. And I guess she was pretty tough on the construction guys. That's the gist of the show. Apparently didn't go anywhere though. All right. So that's that. Then we got Jennifer Fessler. Okay. She's a friend of. And Jennifer is kind of tight with Melissa. Like she's in that group, you know.
Okay, so another one on Melissa's team.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't, I guess, bring it like everybody hoped, but I think that's because she's the head of a company called F Major.
Okay.
And that makes comfortable high-heeled shoes, which is great for Manhattan, right?
Love that.
To work. Yeah. So instead
Ramona needs one.
Totally. So instead of sneaker to, you know, high heel, you could wear your high heels all the time. So I thought that was great. Yeah, I like that. Anywho, so she's going to be on the show, but apparently wasn't like, you know, she probably didn't want to look like a total psycho.
Right. You
kind of have to, right? Nowadays.
Especially on Jersey, right?
Totally. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that we start talking about this and everybody starts to understand the new players. There's obviously been a lot of rumors that maybe Melissa Gorga and Joe Gorga aren't going to be coming back. I don't know, but there is those rumors, either by their own choice or by Teresa's.
Right.
And, you know, after hearing their podcast together addressing the stuff that happened, it sounds to me like they'd like to pitch a show about Melissa Gorga's family, Melissa Gorga and Joe Gorga as a spinoff, maybe called The Gorgas. I know I went really deep on that one, but.
You know, I get it. You know, I get why they want to branch out. You know, they want to do their own thing, but I'm not even trying to be like that shady, but like, I don't think it would be that interesting. I don't know. I like, the thing is, I have this thing with Melissa. Like, I like her, then I don't like her, and the same with Joe. I think he's so cute one second, and then the next I'm like, girl, bye. I don't know.
No, you're still, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Could they do it? Yeah, they could do it. It depends on her family. I mean, it's an ensemble cast at that point. And obviously, it really sounded to me like they're already talking to somebody about it, the way they talked about it. That's all. And it does sound like they're pretty done with Teresa from what I heard, you know?
Yes.
So,
which is unfortunate. It's sad. You know, brother and sister, they don't have their parents any longer. You know, you know, of course we love the drama, we love the tea, but at the end of the day, it's a little sad, right? But, you know, I always say, just because you're blood doesn't mean you get to like each other.
No, and they were really upset from the perspective, at least this is what they articulated, that their kids were wondering why they weren't going to the wedding. And so the kids are starting to be old enough now where the drama from New Jersey, real or false, you know, however it translates on and off camera, is actually impacting the kids. Yeah.
And, you know, we saw with waking up in the morning, you know, we saw we saw what it did to them. No, you know, of course, now that they're older, they're seeing everything. And if I was Melissa's child and I would hear and see my mom talk so bad about my aunt, I would, of course, take my mom's side. If I was a little kid, right? You would defend your mom.
Of course you would, yeah.
So it's just, now that they're older, it's just going to be even more messier. Like, if we thought that they were messy now, imagine when these kids get to the point where they can talk, like Teresa's, you know, because they're confronting Joe too. So it's just going to get even messier. So maybe the Gorgas will work after all.
I know. Well, maybe they'll have the Ruellas and the Gorgas, and we can just choose which show we want to watch.
Yeah.
Team, whatever, you know. She's got a huge following. Melissa does. To be fair, a lot of fans pointed out that Melissa has more followers than Teresa. I don't know how followers work, you know, if they're all legitimate followers or not, but I would assume with the platform that Melissa's had for so long, they are. And, you know, so she has an opportunity probably to parlay this into something else. I don't think they're just going to kick Melissa to the curb.
No.
You know,
like
not after building all of this for her. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I think what you said is true. Like, if they don't come back, it's because they don't want to come back. You know, I don't think she's getting fired because this drama with her and Teresa, plus now Melissa has two other people on her team that are now, you know, on the Housewives show. So it's going to be even bigger, the drama and the tea, honey. Like,
Yeah.
Jersey girl, lay down, super glue all the tables because Teresa's coming to flip them all.
Yeah, no kidding. All
Shit.
right, let's take a look at what people said before we move on.
Okay.
This is funny. Oh my God. Hey, yes, my diamonds. They support the YouTube, the diamonds. So that's why she's saying that. Thank you. Hello. Yes, Elizabeth. All right. Let's see. Let's get into some of this. That's really nice of you guys to say I look okay. Oh, here we go. Hi, Sebastian. That one's for you.
Hi, Shay. Oh, so cute.
Love Sebastian.
Hi, HL. Love you.
Exactly, KGG. Another security, probably MLM. I'm with you. All right, what's this say? Dana, thanks for your help making sense of season 12. Thank you. I'm trying. I've been sharing a lot of behind the scenes because season 12 is some major production, and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she's talking about. They have some major production holes that if you don't understand what's happening behind the scenes, it's like the TV show's not totally making sense. This is the first season I've experienced it where like the edit's almost falling down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's a mess?
Well, like I mentioned on one of my videos, just as an example, not to annoy someone by not giving one, is that, you know, there is a scene where they're all sitting at the couch and it's, they're at the discotheque for Lisa's beauty party thing.
Right.
And there, you know, there's a moment where Erica says something to Garcelle and Sutton, and she says something about you're drinking. And it was like, what? Because she's the one with the drinking issue we're watching, right? So
right.
Our version, she's the one. So it's like, why is she now calling someone else out on drinking too much? It's like weird.
Right.
And then it cuts to Garcelle answering it.
Yeah.
And she's kind of defensive about the drinking thing, but the way they edited it, it like makes no sense. Like, why is Garcelle commenting? She seems to be asking Sutton that. Garcelle answers. Then you're like, is she talking to Garcelle? Is Garcelle the one with the drinking? Like,
right.
It's a weird edit. So like we were all really confused, but it turns out that behind the scenes, the women from like early in the season have been trying to get a storyline to be Sutton's perceived issue by them, right? And Erica's also. So there were like two problems.
Right.
And with the Erica's. And I think they only went with Erica's, frankly, because it was more obvious.
Right. Yeah, because Sutton knows how to like kind of fake it till you make it be, you know. But Erica, girl, she was just a hot mess.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the producers aren't trying to work to get storyline across the fans. They just don't, you know?
Right.
They're like, if it's not obvious, forget it.
You know? Right.
Short attention span they think we have. Okay. So we keep going and then we'll move on, guys. Hit the like. Oh, I forgot to say that. I always forget. Thank you, Elizabeth. Hit the like, subscribe, and hit that. Wait. What do I always say?
Notification.
Do it. You do it. Go ahead, Sebastian. You're better.
All right. You guys make sure you hit that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, support Dana, aka Inspector Gadget TCEO, and show her some love.
Yay, that was really good. Oh my gosh, I should record.
I'm your hype man.
Love the energy. All right. Oh my God, there's some funny ones in here. Okay. Ooh, I just saw you, Andy. Girl, you know that Melissa needs those coins. Oh, you know what she said, Andy, today? Is he even there? He's
next door. He's in the living room.
Okay, Andy, listen. You know what she said on her show, her pod? She said, you know, if I quit this show tomorrow, although it does buy me some extra things and it pays good, my life wouldn't change at all. Okay, because Joe is bringing home the bacon.
I cannot. I cannot. That is so cringy. It's so dumb. Oh my God.
Oh, Tracy, that's actually, it's funny because a lot of people aren't on that opinion. So that's really interesting. Thank you for sharing it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, thanks, Reese. Auntie from Crazy Days and Nights. Love you, Auntie. Auntie said that the Gorgas would be bankrupt if Melissa left.
100%.
Ooh. So he believes that too.
Yeah. No, they cannot survive without Melissa being on the show.
Okay, I love it. Okay. We've got like some people doing faces that are funny. Not in a bad way. It's hilarious.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay, Tracy, spill it, sis.
Ooh.
Spill it, sis. Okay, we're in
Tracy's teasing you. Tracy is teasing.
Are on the show at any moment. Just give us one little nugget. We love it. We'll go far on that. That's hilarious.
Oh.
Okay. I know. Love it.
Tracy, you better DM Dana.
Yeah, hell, you could just put it right on here if you want. No worries. Oh my God. Okay. So Shay, thank you, because you know that I've not had any alcohol for 20 some odd days. I think I'm at 25 or 28. I can't remember. 28
Wow.
days. And I love wine. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoy a good glass of wine. And so it's been a struggle. So that really means a lot because, sometimes you look at the scale and you look at everything and it's not moving like you wished. And you're sacrificing all your fun. But you're like, you have to do it. I heard your liver takes 60 days to restart or regenerate like a starfish or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do that. I'm like, that's, at least I get it to that point.
But you do look stunning. Like you need to know that. You look really good.
I love you. I'm old.
Seriously.
I appreciate that. I'm hanging on. I'm trying to keep the hot factor. I mean, I'm all alone.
I saw what you were wearing before we started. You looked hot, okay?
Thank
all
you.
Right.
Sebastian, you're a cutie. Just saying. Oh, Liam. Hi,
Liam.
All right. Let's see. Melissa has no storyline for 11 seasons and she creates fake storylines.
I agree.
Right.
Yes.
Here, another promo. My friends on here are making sure I don't F it up. Love you guys. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you mean they're not friends in real life? Wow. I thought they really were friends. I know she's younger than Teresa, but she kind of had her vibe. So I thought maybe she was. Thanks for letting me know. So it's a plant. I hate when they do that. It's so awful. All right. Let's see. Love your outfit, Sebastian. So do I. Seriously.
Thank you. Shout out to the real Andy.
Real Andy. Oh, here. Did you saw that Nene Leakes dropped the whole lawsuit against everyone? What? She settled? Did she settle? What? No.
You see, this is how shady Andy is. He knows Nene's my favorite, and he doesn't even tell me.
I didn't look it up, okay? I did get a notification, but I didn't look it up. But Nene texted me today, and she just said, hi, how are you?
Oh, that's why she wanted to. Girl.
Shit. Let me just find out. Let me just say something really quick.
Here, you know what? Let's just call Nene. You know what I mean?
That to her, she'll kill me. Let me just see. Let me ask her.
Well, I mean, while you do, I think it would be a really good, do you think Nene should come back to Atlanta? If Nene comes back to Atlanta, I would literally cry.
Okay, I'm going to text her. We'll see what she says.
We love her.
Yeah, I mean, it's if I can share it, I have to see what it is. Okay, so anywho, let's see. I didn't see that. I should have looked that up. I'm pissed at myself. I will have to do a video about that. Okay.
You look everything up. Okay. You are on top of everything.
I will not, because sometimes when you say it's over, it's like, what does that mean? Does that mean that there's she dropped the case and we get that there's a settlement, you know, a non-disclosed settlement? Does it mean that she's dropped the case because she feels like it's going to be too difficult of a mountain to climb? You know, like, that's what I guess I'm trying to. I have a feeling they settled. That's what I think.
Man.
Yeah. That's what my gut is telling me. All right. Saw that. Yes, it was interesting. Sorry, I'm trying. We're having like multiple conversations in here. Oh, look, it's been 35 years for me since I had alcohol. I quit because my ex wasn't alcoholic, or wasn't? You quit
Probably
because was. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but that's awesome that you quit for him. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, stop it. What? You're lucky you're still alive. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's entitled to their opinion on my channel, but that's hilarious. That was brave, babe. That was brave.
Very. I love Messy Sudden.
She said it. Here we go. Erica's so common now. Real Housewives of Hillbillies, more like. I love it. All right. So anyway, we could talk about this stuff forever. Let's move on to Britney Spears.
Oh.
Oh, wait, before we move on, when is Mauricio's new show, Buying Up Beverly Hills, coming on? And are you going to watch it?
So it's coming on. It says fall 2022. So around the corner. Pumpkin spice season mixed with Mauricio. A little spice never hurt anybody. Am I gonna watch it? Probably. Andy's gonna make me watch it, so yes, probably.
You're gonna watch it, okay? Yeah. So I was surprised. A lot of people on my poll said no because they felt like they had enough of Kyle's family. But I think, how can they help themselves? Like,
well, I will probably give it one episode to see if they drop any tea, and then I'm done. You know what I mean? I want it, but Kyle did say, right, she's not going to be on it. So I don't know if there's going to be any tea, but I just kind of want to see how their daughters do, like, on camera, you know, like, about them. So I'll just probably watch the first episode because I can't with Mauricio. I can't with Kyle. I'm like, I need a break. We need a break.
Well, I mean, to be fair, now the girls, Mauricio, they're public figures, mega. So, like, it's one thing to be a sidekick where you're just showing up on the show, right? And you know, you are a mark for sure in that capacity, but it's another whole thing to now star on like a Selling Sunset type show. You know, it's going to be a different dynamic for Mauricio and the fans and her daughters because they've always been protected by being the daughters, and they're stepping now into their own light. And the audience, you know, is either going to love them or embrace them. And I wonder how that dynamic is going to play out within the family because there's a lot of egos in that family, a lot of egos. And I don't know, like, what if one person is successful and loved and another person is hated? And they, you know what I mean? It's just going to end up feuds like Kyle and Kim and Kathy, but now daughter versions. You know what I mean? So it's sad, but I'm excited to see how they like act. Like you just said, they're now the front, you know, in the front. See how they do the first episode, and then we'll know because you can tell quick. He's going to have to be really careful now too. There can't be any, any shenanigans because now he's on TV as his job in real estate. So if there's going to be a takedown of any sort with the fans, it's coming from the real estate perspective, which there's been Mauricio scandals through the years, but they haven't, you know, fans kind of back off that a little. Hardcore fans don't, but the ones that are lesser do because they're like, oh, he's not on the show for that. He's the husband.
Right. But now you have to be careful. Now, I don't think we're going to really see him like that much on Beverly Hills anymore now with this new show because like you said, he has to be super careful now, and any shenanigans that he's in with Kyle, goodbye Mauricio. You know what I mean? In Goodbye Show in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, because you throw his name into a lawsuit, even if it's frivolous in real estate, I mean, it's going to get a huge amount of attention.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to be really conscious of that. Anyway, I don't know why he did it. It's so weird. So weird.
Money.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, how much money do you need? Do you see their house? Like he supposedly made on that Malibu kind of corrupt deal, like $30 million. Like, how much money do you need? You
I
know?
don't know. I mean, damn, just cut me like 2% of that and I'm good.
Yeah, totally. I
You
hear you.
know?
Okay. Even with $25,000 in glasses. I mean, you just don't need that much. Okay.
I
Um,
got chills. I got chills. Yeah, I didn't want to say, but I had to like hear it from you.
of course. Okay. Girl, Nene, burn those bridges. There's not even ashes. What do you mean, Andy? She didn't burn bridges. Are you kidding?
She's gonna be back. I guarantee it.
So,
I
they'll work it
guarantee
out.
it. She will be back on the Real Houses of Atlanta with a freaking amazing tagline. You'll see. You'll see.
Oh, Reese has got something. I still want to know what Joe and Melissa needed industrial document destruction trucks for. Me too. Hell, what was that about, Reese? Tell us while I'm going through. I'm going to start Britney now, but definitely. Oh, the judge threw it out. What? What? Tracy, I almost am going. Okay, you know what? Start, Sebastian. You start, Britney. And
Okay.
I'm going to go quickly look this up while I'm sitting here, and you do that while I do this. Okay.
Okay. So, Miss Britney Spears, pop queen, living legend, icon. There's been a lot of things going on with Britney lately. I guess the one that the general public knows is that Hold Me Closer, the duet with Elton John, is coming out. Well, it was going to come out on the 19th of August, but rumors were circulating that Britney actually wanted to take a couple days more to do a couple changes here and there, edit a couple things. So that sparked a lot of people's, thing like, what's going on? Is she even involved in this? When it comes to Britney and the Free Britney movement and everything to do with Britney, there is always going to be so many conspiracies. Okay, her post, her why did she delay the song? Like Britney cannot wake up in the morning and say good morning, y'all, without it being a conspiracy. And that's just the truth. So anyways, the song is coming now out the 26th of like in 3 days. And people are now trying to say that Britney Spears is in fact not free and to not support the song. But here's the thing. Britney Spears, she has spoken out loud about being in the conservatorship, about being, stuck in 4 months in a place she could not leave. She wrote a very long description today of all of the details they used to do to her while she was at this place for 4 months.
Sebastian, read it. It's so compelling. You have to. Do you have
Okay.
it?
I have it, girl.
Yeah, read it. Read it. I'm
Okay.
downloading the stipulation.
Okay, I got you. So she did two of them, but the one that really like struck me is this one. So I don't know if you guys can see. She posted a picture of like somebody taking like blood pressure, and she wrote the following. She said, "Oh dear God, to all the nurses who came to that place during those 4 months, watching me change 3 times a day, showering like I was in prison, and don't forget the drawing of blood. Every Wednesday, I would be weak as, I don't know if I can curse here, while my family enjoyed my beach house in Destin. Oh dear God, I am so blessed to be traumatized and to never have a day go by where I'm not bitter as because they all got away with it. Oops, and don't forget, you dear folks, people sitting down and doing blood pressure over 3 times just to get it right. And my one outing a week to therapy, driving 20 miles per hour to get there. Life goes on, not a big deal at all. I mean at all. Just want to send my love and remembrance to those who to those who cleverly took care of me, but also had me in a chair, working for them. I'm just saying, stay gold, folks. It's a shit race, people. Life comes fast. If you don't move fast, you might just miss it.
Yeah,
You know,
notice she says cleverly.
Britney, you know, what I got honestly from this is Britney. And listen, I told her I'm the CEO of Britney, right? I'm like, what do you need? I can translate everything, right? Britney's descriptions oftentimes confuse people because it's like I said this, she was stuck in this conservatorship for 13 years. So imagine being grounded. Remember when we used to get grounded over the weekends and we would be even excited to go to school on Monday because we're like, finally out of the house, we can talk to people. So imagine 13 years of that. And then coming out, you don't know how to act in society anymore, you know? And while everything on social media is so aesthetically pleasing, you have Britney who is not, wearing makeup, she doesn't care about, doing her hair, and she does 5,000 twirls. I'm like, the girl went through a lot. If she wants to do twirls, if she wants to write these descriptions, maybe just give her the chance to do so. You know what I mean?
Sure, sure. All right, well, let's come back to that. I'm going to come back to that, table that for a moment.
Tabling.
Stipulation. Okay, it's a joint stipulation of dismissal without prejudice. Plaintiff Lenithia Monique Nene Leakes and defendants NBC Universal Media LLC and NBC Universal LLC, Bravo Media LLC, True Entertainment LLC, Truly Original, Andy Cohen, Sherry Levine, Stephen Weinstock, Lauren Escalin are the defendants. Leakes and the defendants, collectively the parties, by and through their undersigned counsel, hereby submit this joint stipulation of dismissal without prejudice. Pursuant to Federal R Civil blah, 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 Leakes hereby dismisses this action and all claims asserted by Leakes without prejudice, thereby concluding this case before this court at this time. All parties consent and stipulate to the foregoing dismissal. No party will seek recovery of costs or attorney fees in any submission to this court. So I think she settled with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that it wasn't a judge that threw it out. It was them deciding, having a conversation, coming to an agreement that was fair or that they felt was fair enough, maybe going over some of the evidence and issues and putting it to bed. And then they did the joint. Yeah. So that's what I think. I think that.
I don't remember if this was a blind item. There was some rumors like a month or so ago that this was going to happen, that she was going to settle because she wanted to get back on Bravo. So that's like the little rumors that were, so maybe that could be.
Well, I think I think that ideally that's what she would have hoped for. I think she would have hoped to say, you discarded me like an old towel after I made years of money and I was like a leader on the leaderboard of Housewives. I created a franchise for you. I'm on like millions of memes, right?
Right.
And you discarded me. And I put up with so much crap and you held so many bananas at me for so many years. And I think she got sick and tired of it because it does become very toxic. I'm telling you, there are women you guys don't even know about that I know that are off the show and off shows and they are waiting to hope that one day Bravo will call again and say, be on Ultimate Girls Trip or be on this. And they'll do nothing to upset them in any way. It's the one chance that like, the banana, it's coming, that moment. And they can keep women on ice psychologically for years with that banana.
Dorinda.
And I think Nene just said, it's not her personality. I think she said, screw you. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. I'm
Right.
tired. You wrecked my head, and now I want revenge. And that's what this was. Calling them out on the secret BS, the psychological BS. It's a lot when you're in it. It's one thing to watch it. It's another thing to be in it. It's crazy. It's like even Melissa said on our podcast today, sometimes being on the show feels like she's in warfare. Like, it has the same kind of adrenaline rush of like, you don't know what the hell's happening. It's crazy. So I'm just saying, that's what I think.
Well, no, let me just say, after watching this last girls trip in Dorinda's house, which I mean, obsessed, it really felt like they were all auditioning to get back. It didn't even feel like a show. It really was like everyone was on audition, because everyone thinks that, they're on a Dorinda pause. So they're like, hey, if somebody's coming back, this is our chance to get back, So it even felt like very much like, it was very sad sometimes to watch, to be very honest, because it really felt like you just said, there's this just like obsession of coming back, this like need for this whole world to come back. So it's like it's not an audition. And I mean, I don't know. It was, girl, the only thing I have to say is bring Phaedra back. Okay. I don't care about anyone else.
No, but it's really true. I've never told you this, Sebastian, but even when you're filming, they do this game where they will have the lights off on the cameras. And when they're shooting active camera, the light goes on. So like all the housewives are literally like Pavlov dogs. That experiment where like they ring a bell and they give the dog food or whatever. And then all of a sudden, all they have to do is ring the bell and the dog food, it's being fed. It relates it mentally. So they have the light go on when you're doing stuff that they think they want to cover in the group event. Right. And they have the light off when they don't. So when the women see the light on, they go, oh, yeah, let's get going, And then when the light goes off, they're like, okay, they don't like what I'm talking about. I need to change it up. What am I saying? Did I throw some? It's totally nuts.
What?
Yeah. So the light.
This is like the Hunger Games.
It's the Hunger Games. And if the light goes off on you, they also do another thing where they flip the light off and the camera walks away. Suddenly. They do it really dramatically. I think they do it on purpose. It's
like middle conversation.
It's like this, like the producers, like their behavior is like the producer saying to them, oh, fuck that crap. Don't listen, cover that anymore. That's so boring. Get out of there. That's how they act with the camera. It's like you imagine the producers saying that. So in the women in these events, everybody's trying to get the camera light on, get it over here and not have it leave. Yeah. Yeah.
That is so, that's like, it's giving Hunger Games, Squid Games. Like, it's like,
it's crazy. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And if you see 5 cameras and lights, and you better, you'll see the women all of a sudden on the show. You might notice it if you look for it now. They're all running to and you're like, why? What made her come over there? Did you ever see them? They go, oh, I got to come over there. I've got to go over there to see Teresa right now, right? And you're like, whoa, what the hell? Well,
listen.
They saw the cameras circling Teresa, lights on, run over there and get in the middle of whatever the hell Teresa's doing. Because you're not going to get on camera otherwise. And sometimes they turn their back on you, which means they don't want you in the scene, but you want to be in the scene. So you're trying to like fall over, scream, try to make some drama over in your corner.
This is so messy.
It's not like you're being told what to do. So you're like an animal in a cage trying to get attention. It's not.
Listen. Because of you, I've now created a mental game. Find that when the light is off and on. Every episode I want to watch, I'm just gonna. Is the light on? Is the light off? Is the light on?
It's a fun game. You should play it. It's a group events that they do this. The group.
Now that I've noticed, like I think it was a couple episodes ago in Atlanta when Ken is having an argument with someone and someone rushes in and she's like, "This is not about you. I'm having a private." Oh my God, you just like opened, you just like
on camera covering. she's not getting covered. She's got to get in there to try to get covered. If she
Dios
doesn't get in
mío.
there, then that's it. So what happens is, or they won't bring you in. They won't wrangle you. You're out. It's every man for themselves. That's how they get this crazy kind of behavior, because it's like do or die. They make the women feel like do or die. They also
Oh,
won't
Hunger
let you
Games.
leave. They won't let you leave the event. So some of the women after 5 or 6 hours are like, I will kill you to get out of this event. I will literally, Sebastian, you were my friend, but now I'm going to take you out because I have to go home. I'm tired. I don't want to be here. Yeah.
Oh my God. So, side note, do you remember the Hills?
Yeah.
So Lauren and Audrina they talked about this back then. They were locked in a room until they had to make up with each other. They had to like make up, and then they were like, after a couple hours, they're like, you know what? Let's just like fucking make up so we can leave. Now I get it. Dios mío, you just opened a whole thing for me.
Well, in Beverly Hills, they actually know that they have to do that. So like it's not even that manipulative, but in a way, because you like a lunch is set up. So the producers will be like, you should go to lunch with Sutton maybe now. Talk things out. And you know what that means is like you're supposed to make up now. And then you have to figure out how you want to do that. That's where the Hunger Games part comes in.
Holy shit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right. Back to it. All right. So what I wanted to say was that I noted in that text that she said, just want to send my love and remembrance to those who cleverly took care of me, but also had me in a chair.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
I feel like they were paid to do what they were doing to Britney, and they were told maybe, we need these results. So they were doing their job, but they were doing it in a way that benefited them more than it benefited Britney. Could that be it? Like, yeah, something like that.
Okay, so I feel like she's trying to get across a lot that people around her are not what they seem.
Right.
It's like a consistent theme. Okay.
Right.
Let me read you a quick another one. This is new too. It's crazy. Now she posts this with the pink rose. Do you think the pink rose means, I know that there's a charity that has to do with sex trafficking, which is a Project Rose, right?
Yeah.
And there's that particular charity, right? And
Right.
I know that. But do you think that she keeps posting red and the rose and all this kind of like as a help versus I'm doing a rose? I mean, what is that? Because, Project Rose never happened the way she described it. Didn't you think that was weird? And she used the word trafficked. Her body was trafficked. She said something like, I felt like my body was trafficked, not sexually, but just like worked.
Right.
Like traffic work, like slave.
I mean, you know what? For a very long time before this conservatorship was, allegedly over, I was thinking that she's posting the rose for that, but nowadays I personally, maybe this is just me wanting Britney to be okay more than like, logically thinking.
No, I'm asking.
I personally don't think it's that, but I can see if it's that, like I can see both sides. Like part of me wants to think that she just likes roses. You know what I mean? Like but the other part of me, it really does spark a lot of concern. You know what? So I want to say, and I'll stand with, I don't think it has anything to do with that now. Back then, maybe.
Okay.
My take.
So let me hold that thought.
Holding.
All right. I got some gossip that she didn't want to do the Elton John single. Okay.
Okay.
and that she's been dealing with some issues about her just being a little bit insecure about herself right now. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I didn't believe it totally because I was like, I haven't really seen her acting that insecure.
Right.
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 But then I saw this post. It's crazy, social media. Everybody's life seems so perfect. And when I post things, I think most of the time I've been utterly and completely embarrassed of my past. And who can forget those documentaries? So, yes, I do try and post me looking my best or what it may seem to be the good life. Well, the truth is, my spirits are better, but I will forever be traumatized by my past experience for life. There's no way to fix me, my emotions and my sensitivity, therapy, all of it. I think I will need some sort of miracle for my emotions. My life is by no means picture perfect. I cry myself to sleep most nights. I'm insecure as hell. I don't know how to have good posture unless I'm on camera, and I need to go to a school just to be taught how to freaking walk. I know you say, but you are a performer. Well, that's it. It's an act on stage. In real life, I have no clue. And I'm working on that. I'm so lazy. I'm learning the word more. I've never had seconds at the dinner table. And I know, especially in LA, a lot of people starve themselves, but it's weird. Now, to add to that, the gossip I said had to do with her weight, that she
Right.
was insecure about her weight right now, which is so bizarre because she looks so thin in all of her
Right.
things, right? But
Right.
then I read this. This came out
Right.
after the gossip. This is all
Right.
around the same, okay? So I'm like, all right. And I'm working on that. I'm so lazy and I'm learning the word more. Okay, LA, Steve's, blah. Okay, does that make me a bad person? It's weird. Just the other night, someone made me the best mac and cheese. I swear I wanted more so bad, but I didn't do it then. I thought about it. Have I ever had seconds? It's called more, and maybe more isn't so bad. An opening to more and the door. And she
Yeah.
capitalizes more, which she has a tendency to do that with things like ownership, more like it's like, so I didn't totally believe the gossip I was sent till it seemed to have that. And then I realized when she started posting the Elton John stuff, she was posting at that time out of the blue. She hadn't posted that in a long time. The red, the roses, the red.
Right.
She'd like it had been a little bit, since we'd
Right.
seen that in the feed. And then
Right.
right around the Elton John announcement, we get roses, we get red, right? We
Right.
get all that again. And I wouldn't have thought anything of it, except that I was spilled this gossip that she didn't want to do it. And then I went back through my notes, and just a month ago, she's saying she doesn't want to work anymore. She never wants to work. So why is she working?
Right.
Right? And
Yes.
it was just strange to me. Now I have a really fun gossip thing to tell you, which I've been dying to drop.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop it.
I just wanted you to keep that in mind because this rumor that I got came from people that are in her professional realm.
Okay.
Okay, like represent her area.
Let me get comfortable. Okay.
So that was the gossip I just spilled came from that space.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I believed it.
All right.
Now, this gossip comes from me. And this gossip that I wanted to tell you is, did you know that Sam Asghari's new movie, which he's starting to go out and promoting right now, is called Hot Seat? And did you know who's producing Hot Seat?
No. No, no,
Ram
no.
Emmett with Mel Gibson. Yes. And Randy's been meeting with Sam for months. They're friends.
I know. So I saw that they follow each other randomly. I saw that and I'm like, and now that you just Dios mío, ¿por qué?
I just had to bring it full circle because, okay, I just wanted to do that. I had to throw that in there.
Damn.
I'll leave that with you. So the Elton John single, Good or Bad or Indifferent, the fans are all really excited about it. And that is coming out August 26th. I've heard a little bit of it. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, can I say a little bit about what you just read?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I have followed Britney her entire career. Like even before Baby One More Time came out. Her first single was well, not single, but her first song that was on an album was Soda Pop on the Sabrina the Teenage Witch soundtrack. Like that's how much, I'm like Britney, or I have her tattoo, everything. Okay. Here's the thing. If anyone knows Britney or has followed Britney, you knew or Britney was a freaking awesome girl. Like down to earth, funny, messy, doesn't really like the whole makeup hair thing. She's always been very like happy to be Britney, feet on the ground kind of girl, right? The performer Britney Spears and the girl Britney Jean Spears is two separate, very different people. My whole thing with this and what you just read, here's the thing. I feel like anyone, after so many years of being told what to do, what to wear, how to act, what to say, sit on this interview, go on these press things, do. She did circus tour, femme fatale tour, and the Piece of Me residency, plus Piece of Me world tour, all under conservatorship. So imagine hours and hours of working against your will, allegedly, right? How would you feel after all of those people are gone and you have to fend for yourself? Of course, you're going to feel insecure because you don't know who you are. And she's a 40-year-old woman. When she got into conservatorship, she was in her 20s. So, take all of these years and then you're like, who am I? You know what I mean? So I think she has her great days when she's doing all her twirls and all her things and she's feeling good. And then I feel like when she's talking about like having seconds and asking for more, I don't think, and this is like in my head, this is all allegedly, so don't get anyone in trouble. But I think that she was in such a strict plan that she never really had, my opinion, even the power to say, I want some more. You know what I mean? And I will never forget, listen, Brittany Army knows this. Whenever she wanted to rebel, she would dye her hair black throughout the conservatorship. She did that a couple times. Of course, she did that the day of my concert in the circus tour in Copenhagen when I saw her. She came and she just dyed it black. And all of the gossip then was like, Britney's rebelling, and this was in 2009, 2010. So I think that she is now trying to find herself, a 40-year-old woman in 2022, being Britney Spears, right? And this whole Elton John and Britney song, there's been a lot of controversy around it that this was allegedly recorded back in 2015. And then there's, that she just recorded it a couple weeks ago with Elton, or like a month ago with Elton in Beverly Hills, him via Zoom. I do think that Britney said she doesn't want to work under anyone's circumstances except her own. You know what I mean? So I think
I'm not the word. I just want to get I have the thing. I want to refer to it. So go ahead.
So I just think Britney is finally doing things her way. And again, because I'm such a fan and because all I want for Britney is to be happy, I might be like thinking about all the, butterflies and roses and, like all of these like fantasy world, maybe. And maybe I'm not very much wanting to believe anything else rather than what we are seeing online. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's very weird, but all I know is that, girl, we need to support August 26th. Hold Me Closer comes out, honey. Let's all stream it. Let's dance to it. Let's go to WeHo. You need to come to LA so I can take you back to WeHo and we could dance it up at the Abbey, honey.
I am excited about it, but at the same time I'm hesitating to be too excited, only because of what I read. Oh, what the hell? Sorry about that.
It's Nene.
No, that's something else. She's quiet on that one. Let's see. I wanted to say this. Yeah, I think she did it recently. I don't think she did it back in 2015. Just saying to that gossip. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's talk about Kevin Federline and the interview. Yeah. I've been dying to talk about Kevin Federline. So let's talk about Kevin Federline and the interview that he is doing with Daphne Barak.
Okay, wait, I can curse, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking low down piece of shit. Oh, I can't stand him. He is such a dirty little bum. Get a job, Kevin Federline. Get a fucking job. Oh, it pisses me off. Now you've done it, Dana. Now you have done it. Mention Kevin Federline. Do not. In this house, it's like Bloody Mary. You can mention it 3 times, bitch. Kevin Federline, Kevin Federline, and I come out. Like, no. Oh, he pisses me off so much. Okay, continue.
All right. Well, that was good. You got it out. That really helped me. So anyway, Britney Spears called out that he smokes a lot of pot. How dare he be judging her about her mental health and all this stuff? Because in this interview with this woman, Daphne Barak, who, by the way, does all the most controversial interviews. She's done Ghislaine Maxwell and,
right.
Amy Winehouse's family and da-da-da.
Right.
And she seems to be around these types of scandals quite a bit. I did notice she went private on her Twitter. So she was obviously probably destroyed by people.
Guilty.
But she basically interviewed Kevin for ITV, like a prime time, and also ITV BritBox, I think, is going to have it also. And it's essentially his side of the story of what it was like to raise Britney Spears' children. And he was trying to present himself as like, a great father, right? But there's a lot of red flags in this interview that he accidentally states, and I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit, if you don't mind. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay, good. I love it. So what it was that really shocked me was he said that when the restraining order is up with Jamie Spears, which he got, he said he wants to welcome Jamie, Papa, back into his life.
Of course he does.
His children's life. Yes. He said that he is still really close with Lynn Spears. Right. And she was even maybe going to be interviewed on this thing, but they didn't say yes or no. And I think they didn't say yes or no because they're not sure if they're going to use the footage of her or not yet. So that's why they didn't, want to commit to it, because they're still editing it because it's going to be very risky. And so he did say that he was meeting with Lynn. Lynn's coming over and still spoiling the kids. He said that he felt that Jamie Spears saved Britney's life by putting her into a conservatorship. And I don't know. To me, this screamed, my kids are 15 and 16 years old. The conservatorship is in the middle of a big shakeup. And is it possible that his child support might be impacted, either the regular payments or the amount? This to me was all I could hear in the whole interview that he gave.
Yes. Yes. That's the only reason. He's like, girl, how am I supposed to pay this mortgage, bitch? This child support is almost over. Let me do whatever interviews I can. Okay. That is all that he is doing. He's a hungry, low down mother. He is so dirty and he's so desperate for money. He's so money hungry. That's why they call him Kevin Jobless Federline. Okay. Because he has not worked in fucking, since the kids were born. He was a backup dancer for Pink. Okay. He wasn't even a backup dancer for Britney. He didn't even get to there. And I mean, no shade to Pink, but like, at least Britney hired him, girl. She didn't want to hire him. That's number one. Okay. Number two,
he met at Garden of Eden, I think.
Listen, how come he's never had a job?
Time, but it's a cheesy club. Yeah, go ahead.
He hasn't had a job in 18 years. He doesn't know he does not know. Right now, he is going back and forth, pacing, because these kids are going to be 18 years old soon. And I'm so sorry. He's going to have to go on Craigslist and get a fucking job because, listen, instead of the kids focusing on because part of the interview is him saying that the reason the kids have not gone there is because, you know, they don't agree with the Instagram, blah, 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 right? Instead of focusing on that, they should focus on, hey, I've never seen my father get up and go to a job. I have only seen him smoking weed and playing golf and spending my mother's money. She's out here in Vegas, you know, doing hand flips and flying off a damn tree singing Toxic, and he's there sitting on a fucking couch smoking weed. Hell no, Kevin Jobless Federline. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and he married a woman by the name of Victoria, who was a volleyball player, not pro, but like, I guess good, whatever. Between like, I play volleyball on the beach every week and pro is somebody else, and that's her.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's a special ed teacher now, actually.
Oh, that's they didn't say that. They only called her a former
that's what I heard.
More. You know way more. By the way, I met Britney Spears. Yes. I hosted Britney Spears in an Oscar suite.
Okay.
You want me to tell you the story?
Yes.
You sure? Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
Then we'll get back to this.
Okay, but yeah, no, we can't hang up before you tell me the tea.
All right. So the story is this. Oh no, I won't. Don't worry. I'm not quite done yet. I'm going somewhere. Okay. So what happened was, I was doing an Oscar suite at the Liberace Penthouse in Hollywood. My friend owned a big brand company. He represented Chopard and multiple other brands, and I knew him from doing product placement in films. Him and I decided to connect, and I would bring in the celebrities and he would bring in the brands, you know, and we would bring in some auxiliary brands that both of us knew, and we would partner on this Oscar suite. So I knew Britney Spears' assistant at that time. This was before she shaved her head, but not too much before.
So like 2005-ish?
Yeah. So what ends up happening is I get a hold of the assistant and I'm like, I really want Britney Spears to come to the suite. Do you think she'd consider it? Just because we had such good brands there. And I was like, it would be so amazing. And, you know, we'll do it right, whatever. Anyway, she talked to the security guard. At that time, Britney was not with the security company that Jamie had. She was with her own security guards that she had. And this guy that I knew, I'd known him from the club circuit for many, many years. He was a security guy. He was really trustworthy guy. Okay. And so she asked him, and he knew me. So he vouched for me and said, you should go. Dana's like, okay. You know, she says it is what it is. It'll be good, you know? So sorry.
Tell Nene that I'll call her back in a second.
So anyway, what happened was, there was one stipulation, which was when Britney Spears pulls up at our venue, the elevator door had to be open so she could run from the car into the elevator door. She wouldn't wait for the elevator. So I said, no problem. And this was like an old fashioned building. So it wasn't like a zippy elevator. It was like old, right, you know? So I had to go downstairs in the elevator. Meanwhile, I have other celebrities coming and I have to take them up and down. I'm still hosting, right? So all of a sudden I get a call, Britney's coming. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hitting the button of the elevator. The elevator's like, whoa, it's like slow, you know, think like that Disney ride. That's like the elevator, right?
Oh shit.
Hollywood Horror or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, if I lose Britney Spears squashes everybody at my suite. You know, I mean, I had some amazing celebrities, don't get me wrong, but Britney Spears and press, forget it.
Right.
Famous. So I'm like, oh my God. And then I get in the elevator and I'm like, it's not moving. It's just not moving. And I'm like, oh my God. So I send it down to 1 and I run down the stairs in my high heels. And it's like, it's the old 1920s, like bullshit. I'm going and I'm like freaking, I'm like running. I must fall, I must break. I'm sweating. I break through the door. The elevator's not there. They're pulling up. I'm on the phone. I'm like hitting the elevator button, trying to get it open because she's going to drive. She's going to keep going.
Right, right.
And I'm like, oh my God, finally the door cracks open. She steps out. I'm like, come on, Brittany, come on. I'm pushing the door open. Like, it was so dramatic. Anyway, I'm sweating. I don't just look discombobulated on here. Like, I'm always discombobulated. Okay. So I end up getting in the elevator. I'm talking to her, but I had rules that I had to tell everyone before she got there. So for example, we weren't allowed to bring up certain things, nothing about like breakups or like previous boyfriends. We weren't allowed to like, they didn't want conversation with her. They didn't want her too much eye contact, all this stuff. Right. So they had been all briefed before she came. I'm like, I don't know, So anyway, we get there and she's very sweet. I said, would you mind taking a picture at the step and repeat? She's like, no problem. She takes a picture. Then I'm like, where do you want to go? Free, whatever. It's free stuff. What do you want? So she goes for like popcorn. She goes for the popcorn. And Kathy Griffin was there. And Kathy was pouring popcorn on her face and taking a picture. It was really funny. And, they were being really good sports. Anyway, Brittany, I'm like, shove Kathy out of the way. And she takes a picture of that. And then there was this amazing artist that did custom jewelry. And oh my God, Brittany loved it. It was very Indian, kind of funky and like rock star, like Prince, very Prince. Yeah. She got a bunch of pieces and she was taking photos with it. It was awesome. And she got like a pair of jeans and like a shirt, but she didn't try it on. She just grabbed it. Then she went and she got like in this chair. And I remember we were talking, she was getting like cosmetics or skincare. I couldn't remember. And we were talking and I just remember thinking she's so innocent. Mm-hmm. Her mind is so innocent. And it was like, oh my gosh. When I read her messages now, it's like I can see that she wanted to hold on to that innocence and it was just ripped from her and destroyed by the world. And I get that because I relate to that because I used to think really innocently too. And now I think like, I recognize, I guess, what she did, which is, everybody's a mother and it's really hard to find good people. Like it's an exception. People have agendas. They're selfish. They can't help it. It is what it is. They love you 1 minute. They screw you the next, even your own family. Yeah. And so I really found, I remember that. I go back to that moment in time, the innocence in her. She's definitely always erratic. And like you see her, that's, that hasn't changed at all. She's scattergunned, but so pleasant. And, but my impression was she was lonely because there was just only workers around her. And did you like hear the story or like the moral of the story is look what it took for her to have any interaction with someone outside of her circle before the conservatorship. Yeah. Never mind after.
Yeah. I mean, and first of all, oh my God, thank God that elevator fucking opened. Did you ever watch Sex in the City?
Yeah, I watched it, of course.
Do you remember when Samantha is running up that hotel to see if her man is cheating on her and she's wearing this like pearl thong? I could just picture you like just run it down the stairs, something like that. But you did it.
I did it.
But you did it.
We got so much press. We got more press than any other Oscar suite from a professional standpoint. It was epic. It was epic. And, but anyway, she was not, and she wasn't greedy. She could have had anything. She just wanted like the thing she wanted. Yeah.
That's so funny because what you just said is so true. When she was in Sabrina Teenage Witch with Melissa Joan Hart, Melissa actually said years later that they had to sneak her out because Melissa invited her out to go to a party, and her management, everyone came and was like, sorry, after filming here, she has to go to the dance floor, then she has to go here, then she has to go there. There was no time. So actually, I don't know how they did it, but Britney kind of ran away from her team and snuck in the club with Melissa. So Melissa like snuck her in. And so this was happening since she started, since 1997, 1998. So it's, I mean, it's so crazy. And that's why I'm also thinking, like, if she's a little quirky, like, damn, she's been through a lot. You know what I mean? Like, how weird was I when I came out of freaking COVID quarantine? I was so weird. I had to learn how to interact, you know, like we all go through things.
It's a social awkwardness that many people suffer from. I suffer from it. I'm incredibly outgoing, but deep down inside, I struggle to have the, I don't know, like the desire to interact with people physically a lot. I struggle with it, but I love to have a conversation. But yeah, like you know, after that happened, she fired her assistant, she fired her security guards. There was like a lot of turnover happening. But again, this was a very volatile time in her life. And she was so isolated. And it's just like, she just didn't have anybody good around her. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, they weren't bad people. They were just not everybody on the payroll.
Right.
You know, and so that's when really bad things happen to celebrities, when there's not one friend left.
So really, really quick, I went to her residency, and my husband and I, we were coming out of the show, and I spot her longtime, like, she's like a family friend, Felicia. She was like her assistant, but like more than an assistant. Sure. And I actually went up to her.
The documentary, the really sweet one.
Yes, her. Yes, Felicia.
Yeah, she's so sweet. Yeah.
So, oh my God. No, listen, she was standing there, and there was, of course, a lot of fans around her. And I just, you know, I wait. I didn't want to like be too in front of her, but it was my turn to say hello. So I did. We took a picture, and I just asked her, you know, I said, thank you for loving Britney so much, blah, blah. And I said, where's Britney right now? You know, just like, you know, an innocent question. And she was like, Britney flies home every night after the show so she can take her kids or be up with her kids in the morning before school, right? And then I said to her, can you tell Britney that we love her? And I'm not kidding. Her eyes watered, and she said, I wish more people can get to her to say that they love her, because she forgets daily that she is Britney Spears. And she doesn't know how to interact. She said they were walking in the pool in Planet Hollywood one time, and then this fan, she started hysterically crying. And Britney turns to Felicia and said, why is she crying? Like, she did it like that. The innocence you're talking about, I think it's that the humbleness that she had that was aggressively taken away from her. She was trying to hold on, like you said, to that. And she told Felicia, she's like, I don't understand why she's crying. Are you? And she said to her, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, it's you, you know? So she doesn't understand the magnitude that she is, you know what I mean? So, and I think that's what you said, the innocence that she was trying so desperately to hold on to.
Yeah, it was really, really tough. I mean, it was really, and actually by the time you get through all those hoops, you don't know what to say. Like I'm dealing with, at that point in time, I'm dealing with a lot of celebrities. I had no problem. I would like get party in the closet with them. I'm wild. But with her, by the time I did all of that crap, I was like stumbling to connect, because it was almost too intimidating.
Right.
It's horrific, because it means no one can ever get to know her, really. And so that's, you know, so anyway, you know, Sam Asghari is with her now. I mean, it does. I wish that he's, you know, a physical fitness guru in a sense. I don't feel like it's being reflected yet in the posts. Just saying, did you see the one where she posted everyone's having a good time? Like, she was talking about her mom.
Yeah.
About having a time. And then she threw in Sam's out with his sisters.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah. That was when she was in the conservatorship, because her mom was like having wine and having a great time, and Sam could be out drinking coffee with his sisters, but she was not allowed to do anything outside when she wanted to. That's what I took from that when she was in the 4 months of lockdown or whatever you
Well,
want
I
to
thought
call
it
it.
was weird. It was the first time I ever felt like she dragged Sam publicly and it
Yeah.
got deleted. And I thought that was really wild. I'm just saying, I noticed weird stuff. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
no, totally.
offense
And,
to it, but it was
and
weird.
no, and the whole thing about everything always being deleted is crazy. And she even talked about that. She goes, I wake up and magically things are deleted. So
See,
that's weird.
it is weird. And remember that her friend said, why Jensen said the reason Britney Spears posted my friend never came back to me when I asked her for help on her Instagram, and her
Yeah,
friend went and posted like I was cut off from her. I wasn't
right,
I just speak in code, and
right,
I just got cut off.
right. Well, yeah, they say that a lot in the conservatorship. They mentioned that they would tell Britney that nobody was checking on her, that nobody really cared. She didn't get invited anywhere. Like they wanted to isolate her even more than she has been. Her best friend, his name is Cade, I believe, and he's also Kate Hudson's best friend, and like Drew, but he's like Paris Hilton's best friend.
This
Like
guy's
he's
my best
everybody's.
friend. How come he's not my best friend?
Right? I think he's also her publicist, if I'm not wrong. He works in that area, but he's been her best friend like forever. I'd love to know more about him. So I
What's
would
his
love.
name?
His name is here. He hasn't accepted my request that I sent like 400 days ago. His name is Cade. Here, I'll show you right now. Cade. Oh yeah, Cade Hudson. His name is Cade Hudson. Kathy Hilton follows him. He was in Paris in Love. He went to her back. He went to Vegas with them. So he's all in that group, and he was in her
I think I
wedding.
saw he talks a little at the party or whatever.
Yes, that's him. And he has connected Britney with Mariah Carey, with Paris, with all these people. So I'd love Inspector Dana to get into the bottom of Kate Hudson, who he is,
I'm down.
because
I'm down. Well, I just want to read one too, just another really quick one to make my
yeah,
point even more valid. This was posted not too long ago. You'll remember this one. She says, it's a little different with proof. Here are my text messages to my mom in that place 3 years ago. And then she says, this is me with my attorney talking to Sam. This is my friend Jensen. She didn't respond. Anyway, she says this. She says, she goes on a whole thing, right? And then she says, I've been in for 12 years. I want it over. I would like to replace 2 security guards with new. I would like to have a day in who comes to my house for security. When this program is over, I don't want to work at all. Right. I want to live for me and have an adventurous life. I want asshole Benson to let me drive again. And I want to go on 3 vacations this year, Miami, New York, and Kauai. So I do feel like some of these things she's kind of doing. But then why was she in the Valley pretending she was in London? Did you hear? What was that at the St. Regis? What was that?
Britney has a listen. Britney's quirky. I don't know. She has a fascination with London. Her aunt was from London. Britney's very famous for her British accent. I can't defend that one. Listen, there's some things no clue.
What was weird is she posted those videos. They were like the only videos I've ever seen that I actually thought maybe she was doing them. Right. Because they were like she's like in her underwear, hanging out in bed in this hotel room. And it's like, she's bored. It almost looks like she's bored and she can't leave the hotel room. So she's posting the same kind of things repetitively, but with commentary underneath. And then they get deleted. So like, I was like, wow, maybe those were like real. And I don't know. And like, she was locked in that hotel room. I don't know, but it was weird. Where was Sam? Why wasn't Sam in the hotel room? Where the hell was he? Why are they on a date?
That was the same week. That was the same week she recorded allegedly the duet with Elton, right? He's from the UK. So maybe she was like trying to like plant a little like,
oh, maybe she was dropping an Easter egg. Oh, that's a
yeah,
good theory. I bet
that's
that
what I was thinking. She actually, now that you mentioned about them going on dates, there's some pictures of them yesterday. They were going into this hotel.
oh, thank God. I was like, can we please have a date? I want a date. That's all I'm looking for.
I know,
I
but
want a date.
here, I don't know if you can see, but this is her with an umbrella. Uh, she's with Cade. I don't know if you can see it, but she's with Cade right here. I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Uh-huh.
So, it's very rare to see Brit. The reason I'm showing you, it's very rare to see Britney out and about. So, you mentioned them going on a date. Then they were, yeah. I guess
So they
that's
did
why.
a date. That's cool. Okay.
Right? But I
I'm
think it was an
into
Easter egg. I think the London thing was an Easter egg.
I'm going with that. I like that. It's like implying Elton John.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, like I said, the gossip I got was she didn't want to do it and she really resented having to do it, but I don't know why she had to do it.
So, you
Do you
know what
have
I,
any thoughts about that?
yeah.
Because it definitely was, she said something to the effect that it was like being punched in the stomach.
Uh, wait, to do the song?
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave some of this out because it's too obvious who it's from. She was saying things like Elton kicks me in the stomach every day, and not literally. So not like literally kicking her in the stomach, but like it was like the work
Oh,
doing this thing. And they were like, they didn't understand, like, was she talking, obviously not physically, right? But like
right.
literally, like why? So yeah, she didn't want to do it. They said,
Yeah. I know exactly what you're reading. I know exactly what you're reading. So I read that and I nearly had 300 panic attacks. And then, and then it was reporting that that was a fake tweet, a fake Instagram post that she had written and deleted, that somebody made that up. When I read that, I'm not going to lie, I believed it.
no, I heard from somebody on the camp that it was not a lie.
Oh, there you go.
So I heard that wasn't a lie.
Right.
I mean, that's why I was like in shock.
Right. I will tell you this, and it's simple and plain simple, right? She hasn't released an album since 2016. She hasn't released a song since 2016. If I know for a fact that Britney Spears does not want to do something, I won't support it. 100%. I wouldn't even
You
listen
don't
to
know
it.
for a fact. I mean,
No, but I'm saying that if I knew that she did not want to, like if I heard and or saw her say, "Don't support this," I will never support anything. But it's so difficult to know, you know what I mean? It's so difficult because it's like, okay, she's promoted it only twice, and it's a fan edit picture that that she's promoting of the cover of the album or the song, sorry. And it's her with a baseball, you know the one I'm talking about.
yes, I saw
Yeah.
it. I reposted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's only posted this twice and she doesn't write. And that's the thing that it's like, oh, like that's the part that I don't want to believe, but it's in here. She's so known for doing 5,000 word description and all of these emojis, yet there's no description or emojis in this. There's
I'm
nothing.
I'm telling you, I noticed that too. I noticed that too, and I said she's not promoting it like she promotes.
Yeah.
It's just up there. I'm just saying, it really is like, and then the red and the red. What was the red about? Why the red right when it was happening? Red, just red, nothing.
Right.
Red. Then her in a red dress. Then
Right.
the flower again, the red, the lips licking the flower. I'm just
You know,
saying, I mean, I would never have gone back to this if I hadn't heard her say it myself. It keeps haunting me.
right, right.
It feels like
No,
she's been forced.
the only thing that I'm like thinking is, okay, so whoever is forcing her, right? How come like these other things get posted and left on her page, like the ones that we read on this live, they're still on her page. So the people that are forcing her, right, let's say there's people who are, how come they allow certain things to be posted, because it's not in their best benefit for
If it's
that to
about
happen.
her, I think they don't care. If it mentions other people, they do. Because I think they've mentioned the mother, they mentioned the father, they mentioned Sam, it gets deleted. If it's just her, like, I feel like crap today and I feel like I've been hurt and everything sucks, they don't.
Right.
I mean, that was my only theory. I don't,
Right.
I mean,
Well,
there's theories right now that they're trying to show, to let her make herself look crazy so they can put her back in the conservatorship and go into court and say, see, we told you.
right. Well, there's also this weekend will be very interesting.
Okay,
Because
tell us why.
well, fun fact, the song was postponed to August 26th, and her last album, Glory, in 2016, came out on August 26th. Not only that, the VMAs are on August 28th, 2 days later. So Nicki Minaj said on her Queen Radio, she has like a podcast radio, and she said that she'd recently spoken to Britney, okay? And that Britney, and she came out and she spoke all this shit about Kevin. Nicki did.
Oh, I heard that.
Yes. And she said she recently had a really great conversation with Britney and blah, blah, blah. So the rumors are that the song comes out the 26th. Sunday is the VMAs. And allegedly, there is going to be like a video of the song dropping in the VMAs, and that Britney, who is a Vanguard Award winner, is going to present Nicki Minaj, who is receiving the Vanguard Award this year.
I love it. I hope that happens.
Listen, my gay heart wants to believe only the good with Britney, but at the same time, I wouldn't be a good fan if I didn't leave room for maybe something is definitely going on. And if I find out, right, and if it's public that Britney's not okay and that Britney doesn't want to work, I will never support anything, like none of the perfumes, nothing, if Britney's not behind it. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping for the best. I will be there on Sunday. I will call you if she performs. I will turn on the, we'll see what happens, but because the rumors are she's performing, which I don't believe at all.
If she performs, there were a few fans in here I saw that said they don't think that her voice is ready to perform. I don't know. I haven't heard. I mean, honestly, I heard Katy Perry doing a live show once at the awards when she was first starting out, and it wasn't very good. So, I mean, it's magic what those people can do. Well, I was like, I think I said to someone, now I love Katy Perry. Okay. I'm a huge Katy Perry fan, but I was like, who the hell is that singing? I was at the music awards and they're like, oh, that's a new girl. Her name's Katy Perry. She's really getting popular. And she was not. But then I heard it later with all the stuff and it was awesome.
I mean, you can make Kim Zolciak sound good, hon. You can make anyone sound good, right?
You can make me sound good. Exactly. I love it.
No, but actually, I'll tell you about her voice. I think, I mean, you have to be blind to not know this. Britney obviously has lip sync a lot of her career. And she did an a cappella version of Baby One More Time in her bathroom. She posted it a while ago, a little bit ago, actually, maybe a month ago. And I felt her voice was like phenomenal. And people don't know this. And I'd love for you to do a deep dive on this. I know you have 5,000 other deep dives you're doing, but I'd love for you to do a deep dive of her real and fake voice. Because her fake voice is the voice that the record company, Jive Records, who she was signed to, made her sound like, oh, baby, baby. But in reality, her real voice is very deep. Like her real, and she can hit the notes. Like she has a very deep voice. So I'm going to send you the clip after we're done of her singing, let's give him something to talk about. And you can hear her actual voice. You will be stunned because it's not her.
Well, I'm going to post it in the Patreon.
Yes, please.
For that receipt. right? We
Yeah.
need to acknowledge and capture. So much good stuff just goes whoop because there's so much. People are like,
Totally.
whoop, whoop, whoop,
Right.
whoop,
Right.
you know.
Right.
I try to go catch it, put it in there, catch it, put it in there.
Right.
Okay, so one last thing, and we'll end on this note. So Britney had said about Kevin Federline and what he did. It saddens me to hear that my ex-husband has decided to discuss the relationship between me and my children. As we all know, raising teenage boys is never easy for anyone. It concerns me the fact that the reason is based on my Instagram. It was long before Instagram I gave them everything. Only one word, hurtful. I'll say it. My mother told me you should give them to their dad. My mother told me. I'm sharing this because I can. Have a good day, folks. And then Sam said, to clarify, my wife has never posted a nude selfie except of her butt, which is quite modest these days. All other posts were implied nudity, which can be seen in any ad for lotion or soap. There is no validity to his statement regarding the kids distancing themselves, and it is irresponsible to make that statement publicly. The boys are very smart and will be 18 soon. I love how he throws that 18 in because I'm telling you, that was an Easter egg.
Yeah.
To make their own decisions and may eventually realize the tough part was having a father who hasn't worked much in over 15 years as a role model. Kevin's gravy train will end soon, which probably explains the timing of these hurtful statements. I do not know him personally and have nothing against him aside him choosing to vilify my wife. His character is revealed by approval of the cruel 13-year conservatorship, and his loyalty to Jamie indicates his approval at time of its conception as well. Things that are now considered normal issues and behavior easily dealt with therapy or other ways were magnified to justify a 13-year prison sentence. Anyone approving of it is wrong or benefiting from it somehow. I will not comment on this matter again, except to say I have a job. He does. Randy Emmett hired him.
I mean, listen, take the rant, that part out. I mean, that is what, that, I mean, that is that turned me on.
Yeah, you know what? It was the first time I actually felt confident that Sam was in her corner and was not on, like, somehow on a payroll of some sort. I really felt like he was spilling some tea that we all know and say that people don't acknowledge in her camp.
Right.
So I thought that was good. One last thing, because I know it's getting late. There's probably only you and I left on this. It's now just a Zoom call.
Well, it's a fucking fun one.
Let me get my PJs on, brush my teeth. No, but I what I wanted to say was, as a closer, what do you think about what they're doing now with the audit? Where is it with the audit right now on Britney Spears' like her books? Remember, they were doing an audit to see if the manager had taken money.
Yeah, so actually, on Wednesday, Lou Taylor, she has a court. Yeah, she has to go to court this Wednesday. So there's going to be a lot more information on Wednesday about this because, you know, they have been fighting to keep everything private, but the judge said, nope, everything is going to be out in the world. They have fought very hard to postpone, to delay, the judge, I think her name is Judge Penny. She's not having it at all. So on Wednesday, we will find out everything. So Wednesday's a huge day, and Lou Taylor's trying to, like, you know, make people forget about it. But the Britney army, they're going to go to the court. There's going to be like, you know, they're going to go and, you know, scream free Britney, or, you know, I think like Lou go to jail or something like that, or lock up Lou. That's what they love to say. Lock up Lou. So Wednesday we'll know more about this, but there's Lou Taylor. There's Robin, who was also, I believe, like another manager type. And then there is, of course, her dad, Jamie Spears. And the word on the street is that they're also going to serve her sister. So I don't know if that's true, but as of Wednesday, Lou Taylor, the ex, financial whatever, everything's going to come out in the open. So another deep dive for you to do, because
Well,
it's going to be.
I'm dying to see the audit. I
Yes.
want to see the reports that they do on the audit and what they present. I did a show, a 1-hour show solely on the constructs and the structure of the conservative. And it is so, because somebody wanted me to either prove or debunk that rumor about the money laundering through the, the offshore company to Kim Kardashian, that whole train of stuff. So I had to do like a, 1 hour to establish the entire conservatorship, how it worked, who took what, where they went, where it was weird, where it went off the rails, where I couldn't bridge it. There was a point where I said, from my standpoint, is the way that I do my validation on my gossip, it went off a cliff. So I'm like, without this piece, and I couldn't find it, I can't take you there. I can tell you the rest of the story, but I can't say, oh, I believe that. I believe up to this point for sure.
I think Wednesday, a lot of things are going to make more sense.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, in my opinion, been some, people have been taking our money, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Listen, her allowance was lower than her kids' allowance. Her weekly allowance was fucking lower than her kids. Like, imagine that.
Well, let me just say it like this, and then we'll end on this note. It's not hard to believe that all these people are coming for her. They're everybody. I could believe everybody. Why? Because we're talking, what would the normal person do for $30,000 a month? 30,000, not $5, not $5,000, not a 10,000, not 12. We're talking 30 to 40,000 a month. There's people would pretty much do a lot, whatever is required.
And
as that number creeps up, you're going to get into even more evil, because it takes a certain type of person. I always say it, the more wealthy the guy, I tell my girlfriends, they're like, oh, I met this 100 millionaire. Oh, I met this guy, it's $1 billion. I'm like, the higher the money, the sicker the guy. Something's missing, because you don't make that kind of money in our world and be like, normal.
Right. I mean, girl, when I get my little check, and I go to Ross and I go to Marshall, you would think I was a fucking Hilton, bitch. So I know it. Can you imagine with $100 million? But if I feel like that at Ross, dress for less, bitch, I can't imagine if I was $100 millionaire, man. That would be some messy shit right there.
You know what the truth is? It's so funny. I don't even buy anything anymore, because when I was wealthy, I acquired so much crap. And the wealth, it like had no meaning. It's like, once you have it, it doesn't matter anymore. It's like, you've done it. It's like, check. It actually, I mean, I think if you didn't do it, you want the experience of it. But like, if you have it and you've done it, you don't ever want it again, because you just realize it's just a bunch of crap that sits in a closet. Or like, you wear it, and so what? It just makes people hate you. It makes people think that you think you're better than them because of something you're carrying. Or you're not even have the self-worth that you think you're only a bag, for Christ's sake. When I see people with RHOBH, I'm like, it's wonderful from a fashion standpoint, but boy, they really feel like they have to make an entrance, don't they? They have to say, look, I can afford a $20,000 bag. This was my lesson, because I came from not a lot of money, and I got a lot of money, and I wanted to show off so that I could feel important, but I wasn't important. It was a lie. Wow. And the reality is that as you acquire stuff, it has no meaning, it has no value. And what really matters is experiences. And I keep preaching this, because I want, like, everybody who makes like an extra 10 grand, I want them to like grab their best friend and go on the epic trip of a lifetime, and like eat bad food and get like screwed at the airport in Heathrow and locked for 9 hours there, and laugh about it, and go to the, you know, go on the Orient Express and see what the hell that's all about, and just do it, because that is the stuff. If I look back on all the stuff I've had, the 25,000, I got everything. The only thing that stands out, honestly, are my trips, are my adventures. Nothing. I don't remember any of it.
You told my husband at the live that you did, I believe it was this. You said to him that you worked your ass off so you and your son can take a beautiful trip to Europe. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like that brought tears to my eyes because you know, I grew up with a single mom, so I know that experience that you guys must have had, and it just makes me so proud of you. And I think this is why people love you so much, because you know, you went from 25,000, can you believe it, to this such a strong, hardworking fucking icon. And I'm being very serious. Like when you told him, you said, I worked my ass off so I can get this, you know, trip, and we had the best time ever. That I think is what all that matters. All those purses that you can get, the outfits that you're only allowed to wear once, all of this stupid fucking shit for what? Look at you. You are glowing, you're living your life, and you have those beautiful memories of this trip. What more can you ask
No,
for?
there's nothing more. And it's all very, it's meaningful. I'm going to be verklempt. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway. All right, you guys, on that note, good night. I don't know how to top that.
Boom.